I hear you're a therapist?
That's correct.
You're more qualified than I am.
Well, because I'm qualified and licensed, I couldn't possibly do this. I'd get in trouble.
Oh, really? Well, what's your name?
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, I'm Bennett. Nice to meet you.
Aiden, nice to meet you. Yeah.
So, I think we gotta start by flipping the script here because, you know, who would I be to try and solve all your problems at the moment, right? Unless you have any.
Oh, we all have problems. It's about acknowledging them and addressing them as quickly as possible.
Yeah. I am curious. Is there anything that you're going through?
That I'm going through. Well, I got a huge crack in my windshield the other day.
Wow.
Yeah. Not the worst of it.
I wish I was remembering I was a personal assistant for the longest time and my boss would always send me out to fix his cracked windshield.
Oh, well, my Tesla is going to be about $2,400 to get it fixed, so I would appreciate that shortcut.
Yeah, we dealt with Broncos and rough, right?
Yeah.
What do you? Any solutions?
How'd you? I mean, no. Did you have like insurance or something on it?
Oh yeah. I'm working with that right now. It's $500 deductible, and then I pick up the rest. Yeah. It's just an inconvenience, but life's full of inconveniences.
Yeah. What made you want to become a therapist?
Well, I was in high school, and people would come up to me and ask me advice, like relationship advice, conflict with parents and stuff like that. And I guess I had an inviting nature, or inquisitive mind, and so it was like lunchroom therapy for a while. I was like, I thought I could do this for a living and make money doing this. And I looked up, back then you had the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which was a book about this big that was put out by the government and basically had listing of all the occupations and what you can make and what the job growth potential was. And I looked up psychologists. I was like, yeah, that's about the income I could accept. Yeah.
You know what's crazy as you're describing this? It's the exact same reason I wanted to start doing this, except you do it legitimately. like I literally was like, people would come up to me and start talking to me.
We're doing it under the table.
and I'm like, I mean, but I just have a sign and I do it in the street. But what you do is in an
I
office.
formalized it, but I also have a nice tab for my grad program. I'm still paying off. So
got it.
It's a matter. I mean, you don't need the degree in order to be able to help people. That's the big thing, and anybody can help anybody just walking off the street. The idea is that sometimes you want to go to an individual who has the formal training to be able to diagnose and treat. And we're talking about serious psychological disorders. Like, everybody has problems. Everybody has features of disorders, depression, anxiety. We go through stuff. It's fun, addressing it while it's acute and not letting it become chronic.
Letting it fester.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? I saw a TikTok where a girl was like listing off things that she was like, I will never date it. No. You know what she did? She said, if you're a guy and you do any of these things, I'm just going to be blunt here. She's like, you're probably gay if you do any of these things. If you have a therapist, she's like, I think you're gay if you have a therapist. What's your reaction to that?
Well, I guess it depends on where you are, right? Because like Midwest, East Coast, it's like a lot of it is taboo. And you wouldn't tell people that you're seeing a therapist. Out here, it's like, going to get your Botox treatment. You brag about
people do brag about having a therapist.
The statistics with regards to gays and going through therapy, what are the hard numbers?
Well, I mean, I think less so now than it used to be because, once again, more socially accepted.
Is there a higher ratio of homosexuals that seek out therapy than non-homosexuals?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I think they most of them struggle silently.
Right.
So you don't know the numbers of what you're saying?
No.
That's what I'm asking.
I mean, there are statistics on it. I don't know offhand. I've had a few, and their struggles aren't necessarily like I'm rejected by society or I'm getting hazed or anything like that.
Right.
It's more like no matter where you put them, they're still going to be uncomfortable in their own skin.
Oh, sure. Well, my point was more like that this girl is basically trying to make it in her own advice video for guys, like, warning, if you're straight and you're trying to get a girl, she's probably not going to like you if you go to therapy. And I'm like, well, that's
trying to shame you for
exactly.
getting mental help. Yeah.
Right.
And it's extremely limiting on your dating pool.
Well, why do you think guys have mental health problems? Because you got a girl like that trying to say that men are weak for expressing their feelings.
The societal standards of what males are supposed to do which is suck it up and you don't get touchy feely. If you watch the Notebook, you better not cry at the end.
Right.
But we're human, right? And neurologically, we function the same as females pretty much as far as processing emotions. It's just that guys bury them, but they don't go away. They fester, they stew, and then they bubble up to the surface in the form of, crying spells, rage. There's ways that they tend to cope, like drinking and drugs, right?
Yeah.
And so, with females, you don't have as many of those problems because they have a circle of supports that they just openly disclose whenever something pops up.
Right.
Are the sexes not different though?
What's that?
Are the sexes not emotionally different?
I would
Piece
say,
of
yeah,
it,
I would say that, well, females in general are more emotionally driven, right? That's why when you get in a serious relationship as a male with a female, you pretty much have to negotiate that space. Because the 5 love languages, for instance, right? They formalized it into categories, and words of affirmation, signs of affection. These are female currencies in a lot of cases, and men, once again, because they're guarded with their emotions, they're holding that back and not engaging fully in the relationship.
Right.
And so a female is going to process
those are
that.
biological facts, right? It's built in within the biology.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of things psychologically are both biological and they're also due to nature and nurture equally, right? So biologically, do we put up a male brain to a female brain? Are there certain activations that occur or larger areas of activity?
Are they built differently?
Yeah, but how much of that is as soon as you pop out of the womb? If you're a female, you're handed pink objects to play with, and if you're a boy, you're handed light blue objects, right? They're priming them already from the start. And that's why you have, like in California, where it's like, oh, don't do pink or blue, do a gray toy, right? Because you want to give them the options to grow in whatever direction they
Before
choose.
the turn of the century, pink was a color for boys.
What's that?
Before the turn of the century, the 19th century, pink was a color for boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Interesting. I didn't know that.
yeah.
We all learned something new.
Yeah.
So the point that I'm trying to make is that we're built differently for a reason. I was going to lead me to my next question. Why are we built differently?
Why are we built different? Wow.
Because it's you might have thought of this too. It's nature. It's evolution, right?
Well, I mean, it's just you look at the foundation of our reproductive systems, right? We males can't
Well, one answer,
reproduce by
we're built
themselves.
differently to reproduce.
Yeah.
And then what's the product of that? Reproducing. What's the product of that?
Well,
Offspring.
right. You're continuing the legacy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so now you have two people that have different attributes, biologically speaking, that bring something to the table. You have the nurturer, and you have the one who is more manly, and he brings something else to the table, the discipline, so to speak, if you will.
Yeah, but a lot of my conceptualization, I think of caveman days when we didn't have these more sophisticated concepts like you're describing, right? Where the female maybe was primed to be more emotional because it creates a state of dependency on the male as caretaker.
But we have no way to know that, though. That's just
Right,
speculation.
it's all speculation. But that's the beauty of psychology. Half of it is science, and the other half is philosophy.
But what we do know is that we're built differently. To
Yeah.
go against that is going against the grain of who you are at a base level.
Sure, but I mean, there's now with sexuality being a lot more in the open. These ideas of being born a male and feeling that you were a female and diverting into
What are
that
your
direction.
thoughts about that?
Oh boy.
Oh shit! The camera's literally gonna die. Do you have time for me to swap it out, or
Oh, I got.
I know you.
My buddy's waiting for me.
That's the cliffhanger we got to end it on here, guys.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
That's
we
a
better
whole
stop
other
there,
can
right?
of worms, yeah.
Lorenzo, right?
Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
Absolutely. And so you guys just sit here and you give advice for people.
Yeah, this is
Pretty
my
much.
first time doing it with him. He does it all the time.
Okay.
And he has a page.
Yeah, advice chair.
I think we need more of you, especially since even my industry, we're competing with AI models now, where there's this.
Really?
I hate that.
Yeah. The problem with the AI though is the system as it exists now, there's no cloud that stores all of the conversation data, right? So you could talk 2 hours with
Right.
an iPal, and you go back the next day and you can't pick up where you left off. You're starting
You
from
forgot.
scratch again, right?
Yeah.
And so you're not going to get that closeness, that therapeutic
relationship, yeah.
I'm
going.
sure that bug will be worked out in the future.
Oh yeah, there's a guy working on it in Silicon Valley right now. I mean, already social media has pushed us further apart and tricked us into feeling like we're closer together. But, that's a whole.
Well, that's why I like this. Is I like to do things that bring people together in real life, and it's almost bizarre in a way. Like I actually kind of pinch myself, going, "This doesn't happen a lot. People talking like this, four guys, let alone men, having a conversation about deep shit. Like I think it's important."
Well, we do, and I read an article about how barbershops function kind of like that. You know, that's one way that the black male community
Yes.
copes with things is they bring into the barbershop and they're talking with the other guys in the chairs, they're talking with the barber,
Right.
and processing.
Do you
this
think
stuff.
males need like more spaces like that in society?
Totally.
Absolutely.
Seems
Oh my
it
God,
seems like
yeah.
previous generations, they used to like, there was another similar article I read that was like talking about like the death of like bars and like bar culture, and they're like, our generation just doesn't go to like the bar and get a drink after work anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like that used to be like a space where a man could just like, you know, feel comfortable.
Levels of
It was, like,
depression and all
most
kinds of
bars
shit,
were, like,
right?
99% male. So like,
Yeah, but how much of that was alcoholism, right?
that's the downside to
Yeah.
it, but there is
Because
A
if
benefit
you've got
to it, yeah.
Let's say you rate a stressor at a 5 out of 10.
yeah.
And you unload with a drink, right? What
Yeah.
happens when a stressor that's a 10 out of 10 comes along?
You can have like 10 drinks.
Right.
Yeah.
And then that becomes the norm.
yeah. That's the downside to it. But
Anyways, I got to get going.
All right. Thank you guys, Lorenzo. Right. What was your name, sir?
60 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm interested in your opinion about homosexuality.